just got on mic. How do I? All right. Anyways, that's how this is gonna be, huh? All right. Well, welcome to Enterprise Vibe Code, a show that I kind of came up with as a demonstration, kind of an anti one-shotting toy problem type of channel. So my name is Mike Lady. I'm a senior DevOps engineer with 11 years of industry experience, and I believe vibe coding with AI agents can change the world. I know there's a lot of skeptics out there, ranging from vibe coding will never work to you're using the wrong term. Uh, and vibe coding isn't even what you're doing anymore once you introduce engineering principles and processes and are being careful. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Um, yeah, so let me just move this around. I'm still getting used to OBS here. And yeah, you're seeing behind the curtain right now, but oh well. It's kind of it's interesting, like making this a show rather than like I've done podcasts before, but it's like you get to edit it later. But this is like doing it live, so it kind of comes with the territory. So, anyways, I have some notes I'm like kind of reading off of, and I've got the OBS command center kind of up here. So, anyways, I've got some notes that I'm gonna kind of a script that I want to go through, and then kind of get into what I want to do today. Uh, so yeah, this project enterprise vibe code is a response to an internet filled with one-shotted toy apps that skip the interesting middle bits of debugging and uncertainty and things getting hard. It's just like, oh, poof, I wrote some things and I'm done. Uh, by so that like leads people to skepticism, right? That makes people skeptical of the entire process of like, hey, is this even like, can I do this with a real thing? Um, so I kind of wanted to just live stream the real work with vibe coding. I want to be an example of a real developer doing real things out in the open, working on my own open source projects. Um, so, plenty of people, myself included, are using vibe coding successfully at their places of work, but the stories don't make it out of the workplace, right? They don't like work code isn't really open source, right? And they don't. It's not as compelling because you can't see it, right? Because work is owned by your company, like the company you work for. Um, so I'm trying to like open source some things, like just write completely new code in an open source environment, a new project unrelated to my day job, but like using the principles that I've learned over 11 years of being a software developer, DevOps engineer in particular. I think that's important distinction. I'll get into that a little bit later, but like I think DevOps processes are the key way to unlock agent productivity. So there's like a lot of general anti AI sentiment. It can't be used for anything real. It hallucinates. You can't trust it. All these things I kind of want to disprove and kind of point to humans are unreliable, can't be trusted. Like we have all these processes that we built around software development apply to agents and just should be like we should just apply them like to agents and like not get all spun up about hallucinations and unreliable inputs and outputs because like we deal with that with humans all the time. So I think the an overall theme that I want to kind of carry through this is like treating agents as if they're your teammates. Um, anyways, yeah, I just want to kind of open source this, do things live, just to show that it can be used, that AI agents can be used for very real things. So, all right, for my first project today, for my first trick, I want to build a basic GitHub hosted landing page for enterprise vibe code. So, all right, sweet. So I've got my OBS set up here, got my terminal, and that is looking good. Sweet. All right, dev make dir enterprise vibe code. Cool. So I'm making a directory. I guess my audience. Let me call out who my audience is. It's developers who are skeptical. I think a lot of vibe code demos and stuff are like around entry level developers, and like, hey, this is whatever, how to one shot a full stack app with kind of cheating with using somebody else's backend, right? Like using some kind of backend service or whatever. Like not cheating, but like um, like taking shortcuts. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here for this first project, just because like I want to host it on GitHub Pages, but like otherwise, some other projects I'm getting into, I want to host it, or I want to host it. Like I will host the source code on GitHub, but I will deploy it in AWS, and I do deploy things in AWS. Today is just GitHub Pages is super whatever, super easy, super whatever, appropriate for a static site. So, but yeah, I want to build a GitHub hosted landing page for enterprise vibe code, this exact website that we're talking about here. So I use Claude. So I open up Claude, and I have an agents file. So what I'm doing here is I say PAA, and that I have a kind of a keyboard shortcut. Oops. What happened there? Oh, there we go. Oh no. The risks of doing things live. There. Yeah. Okay. Oh, but I can't display that. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, you can look up. Yeah, I can't display that at all. It's called a keyboard. It's not a keyboard shortcut. It's a keyboard or dictionary. Text replacements. So if you go into your system settings and you look up text replacements, you can do this. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing here. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I have a text replacement. Long story short, I have a text replacement that automatically fills out, that gives me, that I copy paste into here, hey, read and apply this agents file. So I keep it agents.md, very general. I don't call it Claude.md or anything else. And it's just some rules that I came up with that are helpful. So you can see some of the rules here. I use beads, BD, which is a issue tracking system for agents. The key insight here is that everything that we and now it's onboarding to beads, because hey, this is a new folder and we need to onboard, so it's going through this and it's initializing Git. So great, it's doing stuff already. But just to kind of talk through beads, we need to treat AI agents as if they are our teammates. So our teammates need issue tracking. That's how we organize humans in a software development context, right? That's how we need to organize agents as well. So, yeah, we talked about Git strategy, user reviews. Basically, we want to use all the same software development principles, life cycles, all that kind of stuff. Work in small batches like that. That's a super original agile development principle, right? Is like we want to keep our work small, concentrated, testable, reliable, um, things that we um, are, yeah, just kind of bite sizable for AIs. And I just kind of want to demonstrate that here. Okay, so it's okay. It wants to create an agents.md in this folder. Um, sure. I need a cough again. 1 second. Okay. All right. So it says beads onboarding, initial commit. All right. Hopefully this. All right. Yeah, this flips over to my page here. And I want to. All right. So we initialized Git and made beads. It made agents, an agents file, its own agents file, and just kind of set this repo up. And it printed out the total context used so far, um, which is something in my agents file as well. It just kind of keeps um, the keeps me reminding that, hey, like, the context windows are limited. We probably want to start wrapping things up around 50% context, and be prepared to like reinitialize this whole thing, right? Because agents degrade after kind of rapidly. Uh, According to Steve Yegi and Gene Kim in their vibe coding book, like quadratically is the real term, because whatever something context tokens fills up way quicker, and we just, yeah, we don't want to have too much context, because like humans, I think that's where the value is like I'm analogizing everything here to humans, to human developers, agents, that like humans, our short-term memory is not that good, right? Like um, we're very good at like what's in front of us, what is top of mind, present. We're in the moment, right? We don't remember everything off the top of our heads for our entire lives, right? So, um, yeah, we're just we need to keep the context focused and kind of kill the agent after a certain point. So, anyways, yeah, you can see, you can find the. I hate that it doesn't like customize your pins. Maybe I need to. Yeah, all these like old repositories. Like, I need to not do that. But yeah, sure, and yeah, let's do those. Yeah, cool. Sweet. All right, that makes me a lot happier. Of oh, do we have buckshot in here? Yeah, buckshot too. Cool. Anyways, so yeah, these are the main repositories that I have right now. but we're going to be making a new repository. So yeah, so I'm going to just tell Claude, please push up repo to GitHub with GH utility. And I'm pre-authenticated into GH, and I've found that yeah, so it's using the GH command to create a repo and pushes it up there. So we can kind of command click into here, enterprise vibe code. Cool. We'll get into all my other projects later. Let me cough a second. Okay, there's also a button to mute the microphone here. So I'm just learning my tools on the fly, on live here. So, okay. So we've created this repo. We can see it on GitHub. And enterprise vibe code. Oh, I don't know if I need to call it .github.io. Do I need to do it that way? Do I need to call I want to make this a GitHub Pages repo. Do I need to call it .github.io? I forgot about that, but who knows? No, you don't need to rename it. Any GitHub repo can serve. GitHub Pages is only required for your user organization site. Okay, for a project site like this, you just need to enable pages in repo settings. You serve from main branch, root, or docs folder, GitHub Pages branch. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Let me enable GitHub Pages. So there's kind of two choices here where people vibe code up a bunch of stuff and like just keep pushing to main branch, which we have nothing in there right now, right? Like we're kind of in greenfield mode, which is fine. Like which is like I'm going to tell you right now, I'm making the choice. Like I just want to get this going, but once I get to more of since we're setting this up or whatever, but once we get to more, I don't know, stable state, I'm going to add CI and all kinds of stuff here. So let's serve, yeah. So this is going to be just an entire repo for the site. So let's just serve it from main branch. And let's see. Oh, so it's going to build. It's using, so anyways, my opinion on MCP servers, you don't need them. Like Claude and agents can use binaries just fine if binaries are what are the main interaction points between you and your other services. Like they work just fine. Or even better, because one less step to set up, right? Because like if you configure, like I don't know, I've had a lot of trouble configuring MCP servers, at least internally at work, like setting up, pointing at the right Jenkins builds and the right other internal tools. So it's not always like super reliable. It's like it's another touch point, like integration point that has to work. It's like another step, right? Binaries, like you can just run them on the command line and you know that they work, and the agent just runs the binary too, and it figures out and knows how it works if it's a well-known binary like GitHub, right? Your site will be available. Um, oh, or MikeLady.com enterprise vibe code, since you have a toast. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. See? Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's going to be there. Yeah, MikeLady. Okay. Did not even know that. So we're learning things on live, folks. We are figuring things out. Okay. Anyways, well, I was hoping to make it like enterprisevibecode.com, but we'll try to fix that later. Okay, cool. So, yeah, all right. Now I'm gonna apply process here. So a key thing to apply to our process is that nobody can merge to main. We need git branch protection. You can go into settings here, branches, um, add branch rule set. Let's just call it main active. Nobody bypasses. So you have to kind of, again, this is like the first guardrail that we need to use. So it may not even the first guardrail. Agents.md is the first guardrail, and then this default, these branch rules are our second guardrail to prevent our agents from doing bad things. So right here, we say restrict deletions. Yeah, we don't want to delete it. We don't have any deployments right now. Require a pull request before merging. So this is what forces agents to make new branches and push up branches and not merge directly to main. So this is super important. And again, this is all treating it like this has no reference to agents here, right? This is all like regular project stuff, as if we're treating our agents as if they were our human teammates here, right? So require pull request. Let's see, allowed merge methods, require status checks. I don't think we don't have any stat checks, so not right now. So at least at the very minimum, it requires a pull request, and then it'll ask us if we want to merge. Let's see. Do we want anything else in here? No, I don't particularly care for Copilot. Like, that's like, I don't know, extra stuff. So, all right, let's create these rules. Oh, okay. Passkeys are, if you have a recent Mac, just your Touch ID works here. Okay, cool. So we just prevented really bad things from happening. That's like a second major guardrail that we added there. So now agents can't just blow away things without you knowing. It'll at least be all on a branch. Okay, so I kind of have. I'm cheating here a little bit, but not really. I have prompts that I use all the time, and I think it's helpful to kind of have like a bunch of like a scrapbook. Like this is just my notes app. I know I haven't set it up yet on the OBS, but I have a bunch of like prompts that I commonly copy paste. And I think you'll see it when I paste it in here. So this is like the first part is, oh, can you read that? I can't tell if you guys can see that or not. Maybe not. I thought you guys could read everything on here. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right, maybe I just need to do it super small here. Okay, gotcha. Anyways, cool. So please ultra think and plan with beads. So ultra think is a special word there. Tells Claude, and it's highlighted there, right? Use your thinking model, like really, whatever. Take your time. Use all the tokens to figure this out. Plan with beads a critical path, tracer bullet, MVP, process-driven approach. Use TDD where you first write steps to be read, then turn the test green by implementing them. Please think about order of operations and dependencies. So this kind of, I throw a lot of terms in here and assume that like this is a coding trained agent. It knows what all these terms mean. But I kind of still specify here. So critical path, tracer bullet. So just like what's the minimum thing that we can do that goes end to end from one end of the application to the other. That's kind of the tracer bullet pattern. MVP, minimum viable product. It kind of keeps this kind of all this stuff is just trying to keep the agent's focus small. It's just trying to like keep the constraints around what the agent does. Use TDD, so test-driven development. It's writing automated tests to do things. It's like gonna figure out, hey, like I want to whatever, right? I want to have a web page, so it writes a test for that first, and then it makes that test pass by actually doing it. So anyways, so I say that, and then I can say like the actual thing that I want to happen. I want to make a new GitHub Pages website. Please use the best framework for website static website. Please use the best framework. Markdown based framework. That would be appropriate here. Enterprise 5 code. It doesn't really need it. I'm not looking to fill up the content yet. I just want to like deploy a website here. Yeah, so okay, do we need anything else? I think we're good here. Basically, I just want to spin something up and have it do it. So anyways, so it's gonna ultra think, and it's going to plan with beads kind of all the tasks, all the issues that it thinks it needs to do. I'll throw a fastball at, or a curveball at some point. But all right, it said, here's what it was thinking. It's the ultra thing. Beads, GitHub. Best options are Jekyll, Hugo. These GitHub actions, more docs for enterprise. Sounds like could be. It builds it automatically. Jekyll is dated. Very fast. Great themes. Of course, build step. So modern mission marked out first. Great. For a modern approach, it's great DX. I'd recommend Hugo. Tracer pull concept from the project, so it like looks it up, and then skeleton for his core architecture works. Talks about the basic TDD approach. So yeah, it's thinking through all these, like all the words that I said. So it says, yeah, Hugo emerges. It's all that. So cool. So then it planned it all out, and that's kind of the one of the downsides of like using binaries is that sometimes it doesn't work. Is that it like has to figure it out over time. So like it makes a bunch of beads issues, and then it shows this thing. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So sorry, if I'm pausing, like I'm waiting for the stream to catch up and kind of watching it, and making sure that you guys see what I see. But anyways, Enterprise 5 code, that's the epic, and there's phase 1, build, test, content, deploy, live test, verify, deploy. All tests will live in scripts. Test.sh, single executable, runs all TDD checks. Install Hugo via brew. All red tests up front. Okay. So another way, so this looks great. All these beads are they're saved in dev enterprise vibe code. They're saved in .beads, and let me just cat beads and issues JSON-L. So they are they're all in files, like it's all saved locally. So what I can do now is Codex. Again, we want to think about agents as our teammates. So when we make something in a team, in an enterprise setting, we want other people to review it, right? Like, so now we can have agents, like multiple agents review this if we really wanted to. I'm just going to use Codex, one, because I have a ChatGPT subscription, but two, it's a just another, like, it's another perspective, and people get really hung up on, oh, who's got the best model or whatever. It's like, well, everyone's going to keep leapfrogging each other, right? Like over time, there is going to be different ways that, I mean, different models are going to evolve in different ways, and different ones are going to be good for certain use cases and not. Like, we shouldn't be like limited by just one thing, just one model, just one agent. So I like kind of using multiple, having access to multiple, to kind of check each other's work. Because again, like clearly I'm not an expert at making these like static websites, right? Like that's not my day job. I didn't even know how, how this GitHub.io thing worked. But like these different models are trained on probably largely the same things, but they have different perspectives. They're shaped by their teams in different ways. Yeah, let's do ChatGPT. Yeah, 5 Codex. Yeah. Okay. Medium defaults. Yeah, sure. Let's just keep it that way. Whatever. Okay. So now I have another magic prompt. And let's see. Can you guys read that? No. All right. That's unfortunate. I need to fix this. But anyways, this prompt is still like Claude worded. Like I say, ultra think, but I think most models are just like that. That's think hard or whatever. There's think in there and think a lot. So please ultra think and read and analyze the repository and the beats task descriptions and comments. Leave comments with your CLI name as the name in any issues that require your input that are substantially different or better from the content that's already there. Please do not add the description. So like basically be a code reviewer, but like a Jira issue reviewer, right? Like that's kind of what we're trying to do here. I'm putting Claude in the driver's seat just because like I low key rich flex. I've got the $100 a month subscription, and it's kind of like my I used it a lot kind of last week, but it's kind of my goal to like burn tokens. And so yeah, current session we've only used like 2% of it, right? We haven't done much, but it's gonna kind of be my goal to like max out at least one session per day, because you only learn by doing. You don't learn by theorizing. You actually learn by burning tokens and figuring out how to do things, and just having the most amount of most amount of tries, most amount of tokens that you can use. That's helpful. So, anyways, here. So now I'm gonna tell Codex. Yeah. Anyways, tell Codex, hey, do this. Review the beads, and it'll probably take a second. So it's in that same directory, that same project directory that we're looking at. Proposing plan summary review and back levels. Okay, so it's looking at using again. I didn't have to install an MCP server here. I think that's the maybe my anti MCP server. At least for now, if you're gonna use multiple agents with multiple different like well-known tools, you don't need an MCP server. Like you just need binaries. It can figure out how to use binaries. Okay, so BD ready isn't working for it. That sucks. Well, let's see, can we, it doesn't have the O thing. Ready to work on these beads? Okay. Okay, so it figured out. Oh, so it made a. Description, identify concrete next steps or clarification, comments, wherever new insight. So it's like following the rules too, right? Like it's asking me for permission to do this. Only B comments or go. Yes, do that, please. So plan. I don't know. I think beads solves this like to do plan type of problem. Um, because this is like kind of temporary, right? Like, and if they do write a plan into the repo, then like the next agent has to go and read that thing, right? Like, beads is a much better um, kind of permanent persistence layer for agents to kind of store their thoughts, storing their thoughts as if they were a human, right, in an organized way. Um, so it's looking at comments, preparing around BD comments command. Cool. So it's looking at all the different issues, going to kind of evaluate how the plan that Claude came up with, and leave insightful, unique comments. Since there are no existing tests, I'll suggest strategies like build verification, installing Hugo. Yeah, so it's just getting another kind of perspective on this project. So you can do this with. So, spoiler alert: I have a different project that I have multiple agents that leave reviews, and so I think multiple agents, multiple different agent models are useful at the planning and the review stages. I think having one agent type, you can have multiple like instances of the agent during implementation. Um, but I think having a consistent feel of having a primary agent is important. Um, so that way you know, like, you kind of know what to expect if there's like a daily driver, like, you know, your hand fits into the glove, your, like, you know, the feel of your car that you drive to work every day, right? um, you don't, I think we get mixed up, because again, this is all like tooling. The humans like um, making and using tools, and we get used to our tools. We have a good feel. We develop a good sense and a good feel for them. This kind of gets into like ecological dynamics and stuff that like I've studied for jujitsu, uh, how we interact with our environment, stuff like that. But so that's like a rabbit hole. But like you get to, you understand things through direct perception, and you directly interact with things in your environment. Everything, your environment is everything outside of you. Um, let's see, like, is this yeah. Okay, cool. Anyways, update titles. Oh, because the, sorry, I'm getting distracted now. Sorry. I'm like, I noticed like, is a, oh no, all right, that works. That's fine. Whatever. I don't need to update that. Anyways, where I was going with that. Sorry, I was playing with the stream stuff. Um, so yeah, this is still working. Like it really considers all these different issues. And oh yeah, so get used to working with one tool or one workflow and like incrementally add complexity. I think when people change tools all the time, it's kind of like thrashing. You try it out, but then you don't have a full understanding of it. You're starting from okay. Think about it like experience points. Um, yeah, each tool can like have leverage. That's like the definition of a tool, right? Like a wrench has leverage, and a longer wrench has even more leverage. Um, but we need to learn how to even use the tool of a wrench first, right? Um, so I think you build experience points in, say, Claude is my daily driver. I kind of know how Claude is going to work, and I have a lot of confidence in how Claude responds to things. Um, versus Codex, have barely used Codex in comparison to how much I've used Claude. Um, I'll use Codex for say like yeah reviews or something like that, um, but I won't. Uh, I don't think I'll do any coding in Codex exactly, or I won't jump on the latest whatever other latest model that comes out because I feel like it's kind of restarting from zero. Like I've built up a number of um, uh, I don't know experience points. Say like I've 10 experience points out of 100 with Claude, and a new model comes out, and I jump on Codex or I jump on the new Gemini, jump on whatever, it restarts at zero. Like, or maybe restarts at three. Like, I know some things will translate over to the new agent, but it's still a new thing. I still need to learn how the tool works. So I feel like if you're constantly changing all the time, you're not getting a real good feel for how your primary tool works. Um, let's see. Oh, okay, my brother liked my broadcast posts, so cool. Thank you, Matt. Um, anyways, I'm getting distracted here. Cool. All right, let's. So the all right, enough yapping. So it reviewed it and high impact note about creating a single reusable test harness entry point so that every real and future GitHub action share the same command. Medium impact initial test to fill or set your pipe fill. So yeah, it's just kind of like adding in details around um, I don't know. Okay, cool. I thought the stream was down. Anyways, um, yeah. So this is adding in details around how this should play out. Um, cool. So let's go back to Claude, and we can, with my handy dandy uh, it can, yeah. So I can say, please ultrathink and review current open, not PR code. Not that's not that one. Uh, let's have Claude review this. Let's just be super careful. Task descriptions and comments, please. I'm getting mixed up with my prompts here. Okay. So now let's have Claude go through and think through all of its issues. That sounds wrong, right? Having it think through its issues. But yeah, it's gonna like review its own what it just planned and add comments and stuff. Let's see what's thinking. I was just looking at how to use. So it's kind of like going, again, we're having it think a lot about the plan, because that's like the planning stage and the review stage are the things that we can control the most. The implementation, we're kind of vibing, right? We're just letting it do its thing for the most part. Comments, add. Sure, yeah. So it's thinking more, and it's just asking. Thinking through, testing, more things. So see how it's here. All right, so this is interesting. So it made a commit, tried to push, and it's like, oh shoot, can't push to main, so let me create a feature branch. Nice. So that worked as expected. So again, like it can't just run rampant here. That it can't just like go and blow up the whole project. So it made a branch. Let's go over here. We can take a look. So basically, it's just made a bunch of beats changes, beats issues changes. Nothing really interesting. All right, so analysis complete. All nice. Here's a summary. Framework rationale. Toxic flag test fails. It won't exist. It will fail on existing repo. Recommended. Before proceeding, I flag a question in the epic. Good choice. What is Enterprise Vibe Code about? Sorry, purpose affects theme choice. Okay, gotcha. So, of just like using these tick marks to kind of separate things out. What do I want it to be? Let's make it a blog style post and our blog style site, and we can, yeah, or should it be a landing page? I don't know. We can change it later. It's not documentation. We can say, yeah, because product landing, it's not gonna, I don't know. Yeah, we can just call it blog. Let's get a blog portfolio. Okay, yeah, and how Beads works is that there's like a database wrapping the kind of base JSON-L kind of that's like how things are stored. Okay, ciphers clarified, confirmed, traceable MVP, create test script, files create, modify, proceed, and yeah, so far we've used 20% context. So we're still good on context. Let's let's just do it. Actually, I have another thing here as please continue task, read comments on bead to understand feedback or have as task. Just to kind of make sure it reads everything. So that it has all that top of mind. So let's see what that branch shows now, because it made another push. Yeah, I think it was just updating stuff in that JSON-L. Okay, read all the comments, key feedback, synthesis, see launcher point, test should fail, pin Hugo extended version, homebrew for reproducibility, generated, sure, cool. That's gonna go. Yeah, so again, we haven't, like, it's been, how long has this been? How long have I streamed for? It's been an hour, and we haven't, like, written a code yet. So yeah, I'm pretty permissive with, like, letting it just do its thing. It's probably not gonna delete my computer. But anyways, yeah, I've been live for an hour, and we're just writing our first lines of code. That's, I mean, again, I've talked a lot, and like that's, but we've thought a lot about what we're doing, right? Like the talking is kind of out loud thinking. We're downloading from Hugo. Sure. So it's going to download the binary, I guess. Keep it in the repo. I don't know. For macOS, but sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, I've never used Hugo before. It does stuff. I don't care. Like, this is the whole versions. So again, like we need to read this carefully, because I can be like, let's see if it tries to download the latest version. Let me interrupt and say, please use latest Hugo version. I don't know why it targeted 139 and why it's not doing 152. So I just need to guide it like that. That's half of this thing, is like watching it do stuff, and we just need to be thoughtful about what it's doing. So I always think about like we're adding constraints around programming. Like we're kind of panning for gold here, and but the gold is problems. the gold is what the agent needs your input for, and sometimes that it explicitly asks you for input. Other times you have to kind of read what's going on. You have to, like what we just did there was use the latest Hugo version. Add paper monthly as a Git submodule. Why is it doing that? Why add paper mod as Git submodule? So let's see. Two main approaches. So simple works everywhere. Theme states pin commit. Extra human model. Cleaner Git history. Easier updates. Go installed. Let's go. Vendoring. Copy theme into repo. Full control. Use upstream. Forget. Actually cleaner. So see how that works, right? Like again, like we can't just turn our brains off. Like I'm not just vibing out and like being whatever. Like this isn't completely beginner friendly, because I had to know something about Git submodules, and that's like Git submodules isn't like a clean, like I've never used it at work, right? I've been steered away from using it at work. So yeah, let's use Hugo modules because it's Golang and we like Golang. And we want to use like the modern things. DNet, let's not undo that. RMRF themes, it doesn't look like RMRF whatever root. So all right, cool. Install via Hugo modules. Cool. Hugo mod tidy. Go ahead. Cool. All right. So we're not turning our brains off. We still need to know things. We still need to. We're reading the agent, what it's doing, and have to know something about what's going on. Past. Cool. But of course, like there's gonna be things that you don't exactly know. Like for some of the like web application stuff, I'm not gonna know what's good or what's bad necessarily. I just have to know a little bit, and like if I'm not super confident in something, I can always ask it. Be like, hey, is this the right way? And right there, it like questions itself. Like it like I had to stop it a couple different times here. It was like it was using an old Hugo version for whatever reason, and then I had to stop it for the Git submodules. So again, it's not like, yes, we can't trust the the agent to do everything for us perfectly, um, but we can trust it enough to like go and run while we watch it. We're just kind of like we're pair programming with it over its shoulder. Okay, cool. So it has a, let me push and create PR. Cool. It made a pull request. Cool. Let's make it over here. Hugo site paper mod theme. All right. So my favorite thing to do. Let's go over here to Cortex and ask. We can punch in this PR, and we can say, please review its code, comments. If you're given beads. Okay. Please ultrathink and review the current open PR. Please review its code, comments, and related beads description and comments. So basically, assess how well the PR accomplishes the intent of the given beads. Please please leave PR comments with your CLI name or for any lines of code that require your input that are substantially different or better from the content that's already there. Basically, that's like, don't like double comment the same thing that another agent does. So yeah, let's have Codex review this. And yeah, it'll run. So it's, at some point we'll be able to turn our brains off and kind of just tell the agent to do a thing, and we can correct it at some point. But yeah, it's just cheapest to correct it while it's, before it's like made any like any trips through one-way doors. That's kind of like what I've read in like the vibe coding book by Gene Kim, Steve Yegi. This is kind of where all these ideas come from. I'm just just a student still, I guess. But this is definitely worth a read if you're not already super familiar with vibe coding. So, anyways, okay, yeah, that is backwards. So, anyways, cool. Okay, yeah, so now it's saying GitHub CLI is failing because of the sandbox. I think I need to do something for Codex to break it out of the sandbox. Let's see. Approvals. I can give it full access. Please continue. All right, cool. Yeah, now it got the review. All right, while it's doing that, we can review it. So it changed the beads issues, workflows, added some workflow steps, stuff to do on main, actions checkout, sets up Go, sets up Hugo, something Hugo modules, deploys to GitHub Pages, cool. sets up a git ignore. Okay, so it doesn't check in the Hugo binary. Good. Content, enterprise vibe code, good vibes. Software development, good vibes. Yes. Enjoyable. That's what it picked up on. Is it should just be good vibes, man. Cool. We're using Go. This is the base URL. And let's see. Yeah, again, like for people like I've never used Hugo before. I'm just kind of like, all right, this kind of looks okay, right? Like I'm guessing these are menus, like the slash posts slash tags slash about whatever. That's fine. Setup script, test script. Do we call test.sh from anywhere? No. Okay, so that might be. So we might call that locally, and it doesn't call that in the workflow. Oh wait, oh did I probably misspelled it. Yeah. Okay, that's probably fine for now, because like it was kind of a test-driven development. Okay, cool. Review findings. Pins module to Go 125, even though installs Go hasn't shipped yet. Oh, interesting. And Go, well, yeah. So I noticed that version discrepancy too. It never runs test before Hugo minify, which breaks tracer roll attempt for. Okay, and then we can look at the comments. I think we posted the comments. Should post the comments on here. Yeah, cool. Nice. So it looks, there we go. Post these inline comments. Require GitHub action to reuse same test scenarios. So yeah, that, again, things that I saw, things that I went over in the review, Codex caught, right? So this is cool, right? Like this is a, exciting thing that me, a human, like I basically was going to look at the things that Codex caught. So this is good. Okay, so now we go back to Claude and say, hey, please ultra think and review current open PR code. Comments left by other agents. Please address PR comments with code changes if you think they are relevant for the current scope of the PR. If they need to be fixed in later future, please. So basically, I'm giving Claude the option to either address the comments now or write them down, put them in an issue, and kick them out for later. So Codex doesn't have the final say on this, but it's more like a collaborator. It's not a senior telling a junior, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z before you merge this PR. It's saying, hey, like, here's some suggestions. You can address this later. And I'm giving Claude kind of that freedom to do that. So now it's going to read the comments from Codex, and hopefully we'll see something along the lines of let me address both. I hope it just uses the latest. No, just use latest Go version everywhere. So yeah, we don't, like, we're starting a new project. We should just use the latest version. We shouldn't have to default to why Go 123. Please use. Just second workflow. System Hugo, if Hugo doesn't exist. I don't know if it changed the Go version. Oh, yeah, Go mod and Go version. Okay, cool. It's going to address this Hugo binary thing in the test harness. Cool. Verify, test still pass locally. Commit and push the fixes. I test on CI. Cool. Great. PR update pushed. Okay, cool. Address PR comments. We can just see it's using, adding the test harness, and yeah, we're using the latest Go version. Workflows. We don't have any checks here. Let's see, GitHub workflows, Hugo. That's a deployment workflow. Gotcha. Please add a PR check workflow that runs, tests, and builds site. So see how that's like, there's certain amounts of like thinking involved here. So yeah, name PR check. PR check workflow test and build validation. PR check should now be running PR. Nice. Test and build. Cool. Set up Go. Set up Hugo. Just kind of make sure everything works. On the PR. And yeah, looks like it does. What does it do? Get submodule. Post job cleanup. Okay, maybe. All right, that's probably runner stuff. Okay. Cool. So now we have a passing PR or PR build, and now we can add that as a like requirement to our branch protection rule set, or rule sets main. We can say show additional settings. We can say require status checks to pass, and we can it doesn't see that status check yet. Oh well. Okay. It'll figure it out, I think. I don't know, at some point. It doesn't have anything yet. Oh well. All right. Anyways, looks, I don't know, pretty good. So there's Hugo. This is the deployment part for pages. Hugo version, Go version. Does all this stuff. And then now there's PR check on pull request to branches main. Test and build. Runs all these validations. Just make sure that we can't prevent us from like pushing like completely broken code. to main. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it passes. So please merge. Sorry, I'm doing this early in the morning before work. So, yeah, all right, cool. So merged over here. And now it's running this deployment. And oh, look, it's deployment workflow running, and it's watching it, which is good. Like it's exactly what I want my agent to do, is to do things that I shouldn't manually be doing. Okay, cool. So it says it got deployed. Enterprise vibe code. Sweet. We have a whole site created. Looks like it worked. So posts, hello world, table contents there, cool, tags, about. Sweet. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to, that was kind of like the whole idea, is to start with something simple but add a lot of rigor around it, and not just kind of like blindly vibe things up. Like, we saw several different issues just watching the agent over time, right? Yeah, so let's see, what else can we do here? I think I'll call it there. I think that's a good place to end it. Almost hour and a half in. Yeah. So okay, one more thing. One more action that I like to do at the end of sessions, or at the end of, like, at least end of context windows. I stole this from Steve Yegi. He has a land the plane protocol. Basically, it tells the agent, hey, clean up everything, all the state that you have, and leave it in a good state for next time. And also generate a good prompt for the next agent to spin up. So we see that it's doing some cleaning stuff here. Beads. Did we complete everything? Yeah, we complete everything. So, and then it has this recommended next prompt. Please read and apply. I have this as like a default, like always be a good agent. Each traceable MVP is completely deployed. Bead status needs to push to PR, ready for next feature work. Cool. So yeah, that's kind of all she wrote with that one. Yeah, so hopefully you got some of the concepts that came across. There were use one primary agent, but with guardrails. So there's several different types of guardrails there. I had the agents.md. I have the branch protections on the GitHub, where don't push to main, right? And then also, like, add in, let's see if it detected the PR, those PR checks now. Let's take a look. Branches, or no, it's under rule sets, rule sets, main. Let's add target, pull requests, require status checks to pass, add checks. Test. Okay, here. Okay, so I just needed to search it, test and build here, there, boom. Yeah, and then requires branches to be up to date before merging. Must be tested with latest code. So this is important because you may have multiple agents, like a parallel set of agents, like trying to merge things in all at one time. Um, and you want to always have, you always want to test each set of changes together. So you always want to try to rebase to main and run all your tests against the latest main. This is important because if you have multiple parallel agents running and like trying to like merge things in, um, again, like as if it were a real team, you want to make sure all these code changes work well together. You don't want to just have one developer who has a long-lived feature branch merge it in, and then developer, that's developer A, developer B also tries to merge something else in, and even though there may not be merge conflicts, the code may the the code may like diverge in certain ways or like not work in certain ways. Like A didn't have any assumptions that B did, and B didn't have any assumptions that A did. So when you merge those two sets of pieces of code together, either one has to deal with nasty merge conflicts and whatever. That's fine with agents now, but like you want to make sure you test the code that that it works well together, that it passes all your tests. Anyways, so I think this hidden like constraint or hidden guardrails lies in GitHub, lies in these branch rule sets. And we save changes, and this prevents explosions from happening. This prevents like major catastrophes from happening, from agents blowing up each other's work or colliding or anything like that. This, and it does the same thing for humans, right? So all the same processes that we use for humans, let's apply them to agents. Treat agents like our fellow teammates, and have the agents check each other's work with planning and reviewing stages, but have a primary agent that you use that's your daily driver that you know you have high confidence in its responses and how it works. Have your own agents.md file that has a guardrails around how you expect the agent to act. And yeah, next time I'm going to introduce like some of the other projects that I'm working on with Roxas and my agents and Buckshot. Yeah. So anyways, hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully you could continue, and see you guys later.